Alright, so let's review on how to go over this. Can somebody read us this first number? Jaden.
76 and 429.
429 what? Thousands. So when we're writing that in word form, so everybody see how it says word form? We're going to write it as 76 and 429 thousandths. And we say it's thousandths because we look at where our last number falls. Our 9 right here is in the thousandths place. If we're going then to expand this, we're going to start with our 7. Emma, what place is that 7 in?
It's in the tens.
10. So what do I want to multiply by? 7 times what?
7 times 10.
Yeah. So that's going to be our first one. 7 times 10 plus. Okay, now we're moving over to our 6. What place is that 6 in, Haley?
And in the ones, like 6 times 1.
Perfect. It's in the 1, so it's going to be 6 times 1. Then we move over to our 4, and now we're moving to numbers after the decimal point. So it's not tens or ones or hundreds anymore. It's the THs. So, Jared, what are we doing with that 4?
4 times 1/10.
Perfect. 4 times 1/10. Now we move over to our 2, and Madison, tell us about the 2.
2 times 100.
Perfect. 2 times 1/100th, because it's in the hundredths place. And then lastly, we have our 9. Emma?
9 times 1
Perfect. 9 times 1 1,000th. So when you're expanding it, you're not just writing 70 plus 6 plus 4/10ths plus 200ths plus 9,000ths. Okay, you are writing out the actual multiplication problem to show that you understood how to get to it. All right, let's look at the next one. This next example asked us to do it by starting off in word form. So who can read it to us in word form? Read exactly what it says right here. Sage.
45 and 261 thousandths.
Perfect. 45 and 261 thousandths.
Ooh.
Who can tell me how to write that as a number?
Ooh.
How do you write that as a number, Jaden?
You put 45, and then you put the decimal point, then 261,000.
Perfect. So would you agree that that's how I write it?
What?
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now we want to expand it. Who can tell me what is the first equation in our expanded form? Haley.
40 times. No. 40. Yeah, 40.
We're looking at this 4.
40. No. 4 times 10.
Perfect. 4 times 10. What comes next, Sharon?
5 times 1.
Perfect. What comes next, Sage?
2 times 1/10.
Excellent. What comes next, Jaden?
6 times 100.
Great job. And lastly, what do we get, Emma?
1 times 1
1 times 1 1,000. Perfect. Okay, so in this case, they gave it to us as numbers. We translated it, or as words, we translated it to numbers in expanded form. Let's look at the last example. What form did they give it to us in? What form is that, Emma? Expanded, so we need to make it in numbers and words. Who can shrink up that expanded form for me into numbers? Sage.
93, and then put a decimal point, and then 65.
Perfect. So 93.65. But that's not how we say numbers. Who can now read this to us so that we can write it in words? Jacob.
10 thousandths.
Well, so say that number first. So this, how would you say that number?
Oh, 9 thousandths.
9 and 3 next to each other. What number does that create? 93, and then that's an and.
And 65. 65 hundredths.
Hundredths, perfect. So it is 93 and 65 hundredths. Again, when you're doing it in word form or you're speaking the number, you look at where the last number falls. It falls in the 5. Okay, the 5 falls in the hundredths place. And that is why we label it as hundredths.